Baseball players are getting pretty creative with their tricks. From messing with baseballs to sneaking iPhones onto the field for some covert operations. Some even have magical bats that seem to boost their batting skills into superhero territory. The range of cheating methods is so wild, it's like they're collecting them like baseball cards. And it's become a huge curveball for the fairness of America's favorite pastime. Ever heard of a pitcher getting caught with something sticky and claiming it's just sweat? Yeah, right. Like we're going to believe that. If you love hearing about these crazy stories, hit like and subscribe to stay in the loop. But cheating in baseball doesn't stop there. There are many different ways players have been caught bending the rules. From sneaky stuff in the dugout to fancy gadgets on the field, cheating has become a big problem in America's favorite sport. And it's not just a little problem, it's threatening the fairness and honesty of the game. Let's chat about Max Scherzer's sticky situation. And no, it's not about spilled syrup. He put his season at risk by trying to sneak something onto the field during a game. Imagine this. Umpires, the detectives of the game, are checking pitchers' gear for anything suspicious. And guess what? Max shows up with something sticky on him, literally. They send him to clean up his act, change gloves, and get back in the game. But Max isn't ready to give up. He tries again, thinking maybe the umps wouldn't notice. But they're onto him, just like they were with Michael Pineda, Brian Mattis, and even Will Smith. These guys all got caught with the same sticky stuff, pine tar or spider attack, giving them a better grip on the balls. Not cool, right? But Max, he's a smooth talker. Swears on his kids' bedtime routines that it's just sweat and rosin. Sweating rosin, he insists. But the umpires aren't convinced. Too sticky, they say. So, despite his passionate pleas, the MLB gives Max a 10-game break. Ooh, tough luck, pal. But maybe next time, stick to the rules. Rodolfo Castro and his crazy cheating incident. It's a real head-scratcher. The game's going on, Castro's eyeing third base like it's the last slice of pizza. Suddenly, bam! There's a phone on the field! Wait, what? A phone? Seriously? I couldn't believe it either. So, what's the deal? Castro's caught playing with his phone during the game, like he's texting instead of playing ball. At least it was an iPhone and not some old phone, but still, it's against MLB rules. But why the fuss? Well, turns out phones on the field could be used for all sorts of sneaky stuff. Recording signs, vibrating to signal pitches, it's like something out of a movie. And let's not forget the potential for accidents if a player's phone gets in the way. Now Castro says it was all a mistake, like he forgot he even had a phone. Sure, buddy, sure. But the MLB wasn't buying it. They gave him a suspension and a big fine. And let me tell ya, paying 27 phone bills in 1 month? That's crazy. But hey, in the big picture, a phone is just a small thing, right? It's time to talk about Sammy Sosa. Sammy used to cheat with a special bat that made him super strong. The ball flies off his bat, soaring over the right center field wall for a big home run. The crowd cheers, but little did they know, Sammy's success wasn't all on the level. He was once loved by fans and known for hitting lots of home runs. But the pressure to keep performing drove him to cheat. And all it took was one slip-up, one play to expose his secret. The umpires noticed something strange, an odd bump inside Sammy's bat. Turns out he'd messed with it, making it lighter so he could swing faster and hit harder. Messing with your gear might be okay in some places, but not on the baseball field. The MLB wasn't happy. They'd seen this before with another player, Chris Sabo, and they weren't going to let Sammy get away with it. When they checked his bats, Sammy knew he was busted. He admitted he cheated, saying he did it for the fans. But his big achievement suddenly didn't mean as much, stained by cheating. So Sammy had to face the music. He accepted whatever punishment came his way. But that one game changed everything. Once a hero, Sammy became a zero, banned from the Hall of Fame forever. The Houston Astros pulled off a sneaky move to win the championship using trash cans. When they won their first World Series, everyone celebrated their victory. But little did they know, there was cheating involved. As time passed, people started suspecting something fishy. Their pitcher spilled the beans, revealing that the Astros had set up cameras to spy on other teams' signs. When you have a camera in the center field, it sends signals to a monitor outside the Astros dugout. Players watched and then banged on trash cans to signal their batters. And guess what? It worked like a charm. Home runs, high stats, they even got an MVP. But that's not all. When they won another game, it turned out they were wearing buzzers to get tips on pitches. And to top it off, one player got caught with tape still on his chest, holding a buzzer. The MLB wasn't happy. They investigated and punished the Astros with suspensions, fines, and more. The news spread fast. That championship trophy, it lost its shine. Fans were mad, players were let down, and the Astros became a laughingstock. Trash cans started raining down on their field. Cheaters never win after all. Barry Bonds took cheating to a whole new level. And not just any cheating, the kind that got him banned from MLB video games in 8 countries. Talk about aiming for the top spot. But let's go back a bit. At first, Bonds wasn't exactly hitting home runs left and right. He was disappointed with his low numbers, only managing to knock out 34 homers one year. But then, out of nowhere, he transformed from a regular guy into a superhero with a head bigger than a watermelon. How did he do it? Well, let's just say he didn't bulk up by eating Spider-Man burgers. Nope, Bonds had a little secret. A famous trainer named Greg Anderson. But when the IRS showed up at Anderson's door, things got messy. Turns out, Bonds was involved in some sketchy cream that he said was just for arthritis. But the MLB did not believe him. When Bonds was questioned in court, he conveniently forgot about ever touching the cream. Nice try, buddy. The world turned against him faster than a spinning merry-go-round. And suddenly, Bonds went from baseball star to public enemy number 1. Even though Bonds managed to avoid trouble with the feds, the damage was done. He went from being a legend to a convict, facing more questions than a pop quiz. And even when he broke records, reporters just mocked him with sarcastic questions. So no Hall of Fame for Bonds, no video game glory. Instead, he got replaced by a made-up player named Reggie Stalker. In 2016, Major League Baseball got worried when they saw fewer people watching games on TV and fewer fans coming to the stadiums. Some folks even said baseball was on its way out. So the big bosses at MLB headquarters had to figure out how to bring back the excitement to the game. The question on everyone's mind was, what makes baseball awesome? And guess what? They found the answer: home runs. When they realized that hitting homers was what fans loved, they promised to give them lots more. During the 2017 season, the MLB saw more home runs than ever before. They broke records, hitting over 6,000 home runs in total. But let's be honest, the players didn't suddenly become superheroes and the pitchers didn't forget how to throw. Nope, something fishy was going on behind the scenes. You see, MLB made a sneaky move and spent a lot of money to buy Rawlings, the company that made their baseballs. Suddenly, MLB was in charge of what baseballs were used in games. And what do you know? Right after that, there were more home runs than ever before. But one brave MLB player had enough and spoke up. Do you still think the balls are juiced, Justin? Yup, you bet. It's not about sour grapes, it's about keeping baseball fun. But with everyone focusing on hitting home runs, who has time for bunts and stolen bases? When a player risks his career to call out the league, you know things are serious. But for some fans, it's all good. So, what do you think? Are MLB's record-breaking home runs a sign of excitement or maybe a symptom of something fishy? Like, leave comments, and subscribe to share your thoughts.